let's start with the thumbs in the navel, the knees tented in, and those heels really kicked out. So you get the idea that the femur bones can sink into the socket and kind of soften the belly to move upward. So the belly feels soft and the lower back has the natural curve plus just a tiny bit more. We're going to think about moving the breath right into that area where the thumbs are in the navel and the fingertips at that triangle down towards the pelvis. Inhale and exhale into that specific place. Imagine almost like there's magnets on the palms and fingers of your hands. And when the breath is pulled in, it gets pulled right to the area of the hands. And when you exhale, start to recruit a little extra, effort that will pull the pelvic floor up. Compress the abdomen down and the lower back can lift up towards that. Just a couple more breaths. Focusing on the length of the inhale, the length of the exhale. And noticing what happens with the inner landscape, the respiratory diaphragm, the pelvic diaphragm. Releasing that breath and the attention to there. Lift the hands up, spread all 10 fingers, and then make stop arms with the palms facing upward. So the elbows go straight out of the shoulders, 90-degree bend in the elbows and palms facing upward. Lift the knees away from each other. Inhale, gazing upward. And as you exhale, let the knees drop to the left and your chin and gaze to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, allow the knees to drop to the right and the chin and the gaze to the left. Inhale right back to the center and switch it up again. Inhaling back, exhaling opposite direction. Chin to the left, knees to the right. Slow the breath down and do a couple on your own. Noticing any restrictions, and maybe you can pause into that. So if there's a restriction more on one side, take an extra breath there. Try to synchronize the gaze with the breath, the movement of the legs with the movement of the neck. And pause. Bring your heels directly in line with the sit bones. Keep the arms at the stop arms and lift the hips up. Think about sending the knees to where the wall and the ceiling meet in front of you. And as you inhale, press down with your arms. And as you exhale, think about lengthening the front of the thighs and the tailbone. Each breath, press down and exhale. Increase the intensity of pressing into your feet, lifting your hips and shooting your kneecaps to the front. Let's roll the spine down. Flatten the lower back. Pick up your left ankle, place it across the right knee, and then lift the head up. We'll wrap both arms around the right leg. Press the knees and the legs away from you and breathe between the shoulder blades. Releasing that, move the arms right back to the stop arms. Unwind your left leg. Press the back of the arms into the mat as you float the hips up. Engage the glutes, press down with the feet isometrically, and inhale, pressing down with the arms, and exhale, imagining that your knees could reach to the wall in front of you. Roll the spine down nice and slow. Pick up your right ankle, place it across the left knee, and lift your head up first. Wrap both arms around that left leg and press the knees away, the legs away. Releasing this, tent the knees together, send those heels way out, as far out as you can. Again, letting the femur bones drop back into your hip sockets, thumbs in the navel, fingertips down towards the pelvis, and just a couple of breaths there. Just kind of noticing, can you really expand and contract in that area? Release those hands up to the stop arms and then just float the knees away from each other. Let's inhale deep, and on your exhale, allow the knees to drop to the left and your gaze to the right. Stay for several breaths. Pick up the left ankle, place it on the outside of the right thigh, and lengthen that leg towards the front wall. So heel your right foot back in. You'll notice we have our little figure 4 here with that left leg. Lift the head up first and grab around that right leg, pressing both legs away, lifting the shoulders up as high as you can. And we're going to add on an active twisting action to an extension. Leave your left hand on the right leg. Take your right hand over the top of the right foot And then lengthen out with this right leg. Let's hug the knee on this first one. Left hand to right, left knee. Set the head and the right leg down and twist across. Keep the knee nice and bent. Lift the head and the right leg up. Grab the inside of the heel and stretch it out. Lift, switch, and cross over. Lift the head, switch the hand, reach it out. Lift back up, switch. This time stay over for a couple of breaths in the supine twist. Transfer your gaze over to that left shoulder. Lifting back up. Grab the inside of that left heel. Really pull this pinky toe kind of towards the kneecap and think about lifting the heel a little bit higher than the big toe as you extend it away. So you're really locking the bones into place and taking that stretch into gravity, into breath. With that bend of the left leg, let's do a figure four. Let's see if you can lift the shoulder blades up even a little bit more. Tuck that chin in. Unwrap from there. Heels will stay in line with the sit bones. Take your arms back to stop arms and float the hips up, letting the knees reach to that front wall. Press down with the arms, lift up with the hips, and really think about dragging your kneecaps to the front. Roll the spine down. Let's take that right ankle and bring it across the left leg. And lift the head up first before you wrap around the left leg. Pressing both legs away from you. See if you can breathe between the shoulder blades. Leave your right hand on the left thigh. Let's take our left hand to the outside edge of that right foot. Extend that leg out. And then right hand comes as you glide the knee over. Keep that leg nice and bent. And then extend the right arm into the twist. Lifting the head and the left leg up, switch, grab the heel. Make sure that you're pulling that pinky toe back and lifting the heel up a little higher than the big toe as you stretch. And then back, lift, switch, and extend. Lift back up, switch, and extend. Switch. And this time a few breaths here. You take that supine twist across, turn your gaze over the right shoulder and stretch out through the arm. Lift the head, grab the heel. Remember to lock that foot in and a few more breaths this way. Anchor down in the left hand, back of the head, and kick out that heel and lift it up slightly. Then the left leg. Bring the ankle across, lift up again, wrap around the left leg. Really pulling the shoulders up, pressing the legs away from you. Releasing this. Take the hands down next to the hips. Press the palms down. Lift the hips up and still think about the kneecaps as trying to reach to the front wall. Press through the arms and then roll your shoulders underneath you. If you can clasp your hands, try to extend through the arms, the pinky fingers in fact, and breathe. Lift the chin a little bit so that you're not stretching the back of the neck, but keep the neck in a nice neutral position as the knees are still reaching to the front wall. Squeeze the glutes, press through the arms, and breathe. Release the hands, bring them to the sides of the body, set the hips down. And now just a couple of times we're going to do this. Bend your elbows so the palms face to each other. Press down at the back of the head and the tailbone, the sacral bone. Then float the arms up. And we'll do that one breath, one inhale, one exhale, one movement. So inhale here. No. Let's see. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. Let's inhale, bringing the upper arms in and lifting the hips. Inhale. And then exhale. Remember, we're not rolling the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the body. It's the opposite with the arms. Try to have that neutral spine. Lengthen from navel to tailbone. Reach the knees to the front wall. Back of the head strong. And the throat, and the back of the neck is just neutral. Throat soft. Okay, lift the hips, press down with the arms. Move the arms to stop arms. Then roll the spine down nice and slow. Each and every vertebra. Lengthen that lower back. Hollow it out. Picking up the knees, clasp them. Tuck the chin in. And roll over to one side. We're going to lift up and into a table in the center of the mat. Plant the hands, knees, and breathe. Just settle first. Settle into switching gravity. Each inhale, each exhale. See if you can get a full 3-part breath. And then when you're exhaling, can you think about that when we had our thumbs in the navel, fingertips towards the pelvis, and that lower abdomen just really finding a lot of strength. Next inhale, we'll go into extended child's pose. When you go to exhale, go to table or plank. Either one is fine. Inhale, head up into down dog. Exhale to plank or table. Remember, if you're in plank, you need to pull your knees forward and go into child's pose. Nice and slow each time, pressing through table or plank. Full extension in down dog. Back. Yeah, that little extra movement if you're in plank to pull the knees forward. Then your inhale. Just allow yourself to move inward right now and move on your own breath. Let your breath dictate the length of the movement. If you're finding some natural pauses at the end of the exhales or inhales, allow yourself to do so. One or two more. And then next time you're in child's pose, pause. Turn both thumbs to face upward and lift. Very simple movement today. From here, you can have the top of your feet flat or have the toes curled under. Reach with the fingers. Rotate the right arm behind you and the left arm is going to pull with underneath you with the palm facing up. Now you can always use your hand, but if you can, just slide that entire arm on, left arm onto the mat, lifting the right. Then try to pull that entire arm up and return to your kneeling. Actively take the left arm back and the right arm forward. Then bend at the waist and twist. See if you can lift with that right arm in extension, but you can always use the elbow or both hands. Right arms back and pulling under. Coming back. Switching. Arm is behind you before you bend at the waist. Lift and back. Reach with both arms. Let's take our right foot forward and rotate the right arm behind. Turn both palms down. Press as if there's something that you're pressing down with the palms. Drag your left hip forward and push your right hip back. We're going to come to Namaste. You can curl your left toes underneath as you move the elbow over, or you can keep the knee down. Breathe from here. Lift the collarbones. Hollow from navel to tailbone. If your knee is up, you're going to plant your left foot and windmill into warrior. If your knee is down, we're going to windmill to press the palms down and be in a kneeling warrior. So you're either in a standing warrior or a kneeling warrior. If you are in your kneeling warrior, pull your right leg back first. We're going to reach forward and go into down dog. As you're in down dog, 5 deep breaths. Focus on that, especially that breath from navel to tailbone. Lift both heels, lower down to the knees, and just pop your hands up. We'll take our left foot forward, rotate the left arm behind, and press both palms down. As you do so, drag your right hip forward and drop back into your left hip. Just keep reaching with the arms, pressing down as well. So even before we go to namaste, you've really locked in the musculature. Again, the toes can be curled over under as you go into namaste, or stay on the knee. Right elbow to left knee, twisting. Deep breaths, lifting the collarbones, hollowing out the lower abdomen. Again, if the knee is up, you'll plant that right heel down, windmill the arms into warrior. If the knee is still on the ground, windmill and come to a kneeling warrior. Try to drag your right hip forward as you're stretching out with both arms. Press down into the hips. Again, pull the left leg back if you're going into warrior or to down dog from your kneeling. And stretch back. Walk right back to your feet. Jackknife at the hips for a full forward fold. Extend the thumbs up and reach up with the arms. Windmill the right one behind you and the left one forward. We'll step forward with our left leg. And from here, take this right arm and wrap for eagle arms. Now try to rotate your right hip forward, driving back with that right heel, and drop a little bit into this left hip. Squeeze the arms. Let the shoulder blades roll down the back. From here, pick up the ball of the left foot and turn to the side. Squeeze the arms together as you drop down into your wide angle. Forward fold. Plant the left hand to the ground and float the right arm up. Stack the hands, twist at the rib cage, and square both hip pointers to the ground. Few breaths in this place. Bring your right hand overhead and squeeze the left arm around for eagle arms. Lift all the way up. And open up to the step arms here. We're going to kick our heels slightly in and then take our toes slightly out. Drop down into the squat from here. And then turn the palms in and stretch up. Turn the palms out as you drop in. Turn the palms up or in as you stand up. And two more. And lift. One more. And 3 deep breaths here. Now from here, try to navel to tailbone like we were doing earlier. Retract the navel back, drop the tailbone down. Drop into the hips, press down into the feet. Then lifting back up, take the toes forward and then the heels. Rotate the left arm behind you and plant the right hand down. Simple twist to the left. Bring both hands down, pick up the ball of the left foot and turn to a lunge. Leave the heel up and stretch back with your right leg. Press down with both hands equally and dip forward. Exhale forward, inhale back. One more. Then dropping that knee down, windmill your left arm behind, right arm forward, and just reach. Press it down and reach. Reach out through the fingertips, press down through the palms, drag forward with your right hip, back with your left hip. Take the left leg back, reach forward into down dog, and breathe. Lift the heels, drop back down to the knees, into table, and doing your own vinyasa again. When you inhale, go into extended child's pose. As you exhale, either table or plank. Inhale into down dog. Exhale to table or plank. And back into child's pose. Move on your own breath. And just work into the rhythm of that vinyasa. Landing in your extended child's pose. And a few breaths there. Move forward to plank or down dog. And walk right back to your feet. Jackknife at the hips. Lifting that lower abdomen up and in and strengthening those legs. Turn the thumbs up and reach through the fingertips. Rotate the right arm forward, or right arm back. No, yes, right arm forward, left arm back. And step forward with that right leg. Settle in for a few breaths. Wrapping that left arm underneath. Actively press into that left heel. Squeeze the arms, keep rotating that hip forward as you press back with the heel and squeeze the arms. Picking up the ball of the right foot and the heel of the left. Drop straight down. Really sink into the hips, into the spine, into the squeeze of the arms, into gravity. Plant the left hand down and open up with the right. That right arm over the top, squeeze the arms for eagle arms, and then slowly lift up. We'll take the heels halfway in, and then the toes as far out as you can. Unwind the arms to stop arms, and drop as deep into the hips as you can. Let's finish our next breath, and then inhale, turn the palms into, glide the arms up in the body, and exhale, turn the palms and just drop. And palms. And we just get that full lift, and then the outward and drop. One more. Now, settle into this pose. And notice navel to tailbone is pressed back and strongly engage. Shoulder blades down the back. Breath deeply opens up in the chest. Then reaching up. Take the toes slightly forward, heels slightly outward. Move the left arm behind and twist to the left. Taking that left hand down, pick up the ball of the right foot and turn to a lunge. Deep lunge. Press through both hands, lift the ball of the foot and dip forward. And back. Next time you drift forward, drop the knee down. Take the right arm back for a reverse kneeling warrior. Press actively down with both hands and then reach outward. Pull your right hip back and your left hip pointer forward. Pulling that right leg back. Widen the knees just a little bit. Bend your left elbow, namaste. When you bend forward, lightly touch your elbow to the ground, look to the left, but twist your navel to the right. Passive neck stretch. Deep twisting in that center of the thoracic region. Hip pointers towards the ground, but rotate that navel upward. You can always use your right hand, but if possible, take the weight back a couple inches, lift up. We'll bring our right elbow to the ground, bend at the waist, reach and reach and reach. When the elbow touches, it's not driving into the ground. Very light touch to the elbow. Turn your gaze to the right, both hip pointers towards the ground, and then navel to the left. I'm isolating in a certain part of the spine, mid-thoracic region. Passive neck stretch, deep breath. Take the weight back, lift back up. Reach forward with both hands into table. Move into your extended child's pose and turn the left thumb to face up to the ceiling. We'll lift up to a three-legged table. Rotate this left arm up to the ceiling and turn the palm to face away from your center line. Rotate it all the way back to the hip to glide forward. Lift up. Reach out at the head and very consciously turn the wrist as you reach to the ceiling. And back to the hip and stretch forward again. Now this next one, thumb is facing to the ceiling. Lift up to your three-legged table. Actively turn the thumb down and reach the fingertips to the ceiling. Then bend your elbow 90 degrees. We're going to lower that elbow outward. Take a few breaths here, just hold it. See if you can open up the breath into the chest and find lots of strength in your navel to tailbone, core center. Then touch the back of the head with your center finger and lift that elbow up. Curl your left toes under to stabilize and then bend and flex your right knee and foot. Lift the foot to the ceiling. Connect elbow to knee in the center and then lift. Elbow and knee to the center and lift. Couple more. One more. When you release this down, if you wish,
You can go right up into down dog, or you can simply drop your knee down, curl the toes under, and take your left hand to your right leg for a twisting down dog. So a three-legged twisting down dog. Releasing the hand if you were in your twisting down dog. And a few breaths. Lift the heel, lower down to the knees, and move into your extended child's pose. Turn the right thumb to face upward. Move into your three-legged table. Turn the palm or the thumb down and turn the palm away from you as you circle the arm above you, behind you, and then into an extended child's pose. Thumb up to reach. Thumb down to lift. Back and stretch. Come up as we reach and turn to lift. And again, touch the back of the head with your center finger on the right hand. Curl your right toes under, kind of dig them in for stability, and then bend and flex that left knee and foot. And we'll connect elbow to knee and then kick them both up. Elbow to knee and kick them up. Each time. On the next one, connect here, lift. Now you can set all 4 points down and do down dog, or just set the left knee down. Lift up into a three-legged down dog, and then take a twist across. Right hand to left leg. Reaching back to down dog. Walk right on back to your feet. Jackknife completely at the hips. And lift up to an extension. Arms lift, hands lift. And just stop arms here. Now from here, very simple action. Palms turn in, hips go back, and breathe. Exhale. Lengthen from navel to tailbone down. Knit the ribs together, but try to keep the chest up and open. And exhale. Exhale up, inhale down. So inhale, exhale. Each time. Next time that you are inhaling forward, step the left foot over to the right, elbow to knee, and namaste to a twist. If you wish, you can add on a balance here. So you could drop your left hand down and extend up with the right arm and back with the left leg. If that's not in the cards, stand up, hugging your arms to the ears to lift, and then move into tree pose. If you're in the reverse of your Ardha Chandrasana balance, try to lever that left foot down, lifting up with both arms. And then everybody into tree pose. Quiet the mind and deepen the breath. Let the ribs knit inward and the navel to tailbone drop. And step over. And inhale, extend the arms, and exhale. But we'll go into our squat on the next inhale. So inhale, squat. Exhale, squeeze and lift. And then next time that you inhale forward with the arms and back with the hips, move your right foot over, right elbow over, and twist. Now again, you could move into the balance by dropping the right hand, lifting the left arm, and pressing back with your right heel. Maybe that balance is not in the cards today. You'll stand up with both feet planted and kind of glide your hands all the way up and move your right knee out and go into tree pose. If you are in your balance, lever that right foot to the ground, windmilling the arms up. Then stop arms. As you're there, just balance for a moment. And stepping down, arms out and down. Just a few breaths here. Slide your hands down the back of the legs. And walk forward into down dog. Lift your right leg up and then bend the knee deeply. We're going to drive the knee forward between our hands for pigeon. Lengthen back with the big toe of the left foot to walk the hands back and lift the heart up. Walk all the way forward, stack the hands, place the forehead down, and sink in. Few breaths here. Walking the hands back up. We're going to drop our right hip down. Come forward with your left leg, but more 45 degrees, so you might be just a little bit off your mat. Bend this knee deeply and bring the body forward. Try to take your right hand more across and then take your left hand into your lower back pant pocket. And as we come forward, think about bending your right elbow, pressing your left hand into your lower back and leading with your collarbones. You might go an inch, you might go several inches, you might just slide into this pose. Everyone's going to be a little different. But you can think about that left elbow trying to pull to your center line, and the right elbow is lengthening out to the side and bringing your body forward from the collarbones. You can then release both, reach forward in any way that's possible, and then tuck the chin in for a forward fold. Lift your head and walk your hands back. And then pull this left leg in just to your ankle and take a twist to your left. Releasing the twist, glide that left leg back just enough so that you can bring both hands forward, come back to a table and then a down dog. Lift that left leg up, bend the knee. Bring it forward between the hands and walk the hands back. Stretching forward for a few breaths. Settling into down dog, or into our pigeon pose. Slowly walk the hands back, lifting up. The left hip will come to the ground as we glide this right leg out here. And then a good generous bend in the knee to let the body come forward onto that leg. We're going to take our right hand planted in the pant pocket and our left hand to the outside of the right shin bone. Now, first, lead your left elbow away from your center line and then press your right hand into the sacral bone and we'll fold forward. You might be able to glide the knee a little bit away from you, an inch or two, or it might glide out. Everyone, again, is going to be a little different. And after a few breaths, when you feel like you've kind of settled into where you can, take both hands forward around the shin bone, ankle or foot or ground, and then tuck that chin in. Lifting the body up and walking the hands back. Take a very simple pull of this right leg in and twist. With the release of this, glide the leg back. Just enough so you can walk back into table and just a few breaths in down dog. Allow yourself to start to lengthen that exhale out. Lift the heels to lower down to the knees. And go ahead and sweep the feet around in front of you. We're going to find our position for Shavasana. Allow each breath to kind of settle you into whatever position will support your Shavasana. You might be able to use a blanket or a bolster. Allow yourself to let go of the intention of your practice. Conscious breath. And we'll sense each point as I say it. So moving into 61 points. Eyebrow center, throat center, right shoulder joint, right elbow joint, right wrist joint, tip of the right thumb, tip of the right index finger, tip of the right middle finger,
Tip of the right ring finger. Tip of the right baby finger. Right wrist joint. Right elbow joint. Right shoulder joint. Throat center. Left shoulder joint. Left elbow joint. Left wrist joint. Tip of the left thumb. Tip of the left index finger. Tip of the left middle finger. Tip of the left ring finger. Tip of the left baby finger. Left wrist joint. Left elbow joint. Left shoulder joint. Throat center. Heart center. Right ribs. Heart center. Left ribs. Heart center. Navel center. Pelvic center. Right hip joint. Right knee joint. Right ankle joint. Tip of the right big toe. Tip of the right second toe. Tip of the right third toe. Tip of the right fourth toe. Tip of the right baby toe. Right ankle joint. Right knee joint. Right hip joint. Pelvic center. Left hip joint. Left knee joint. Left ankle joint. Tip of the left big toe. Tip of the left second toe. Tip of the left third toe. Tip of the left fourth toe. Tip of the left baby toe. Left ankle joint. Left knee joint. Left hip joint. Pelvic center. Navel center. Heart center. Throat center. Eyebrow center. Now the next breath, just start to spread the fingers and expand the palms. Start to get a stretch through the fingers, through the arms. And roll to one side. We'll lift up and into a seated position. So thank you for sharing your practice with me. And then I will ask. We can return to our life with a calm mind and a strong and restored body. Namaste.